Hello. Welcome back to the And She Said podcast. This is episode 2. We're about to get sweaty up in here, okay? We have no AC and it's like 80 degrees outside. So if this episode feels rushed, just know that it is. And I'm apologizing ahead of time. Also, I accidentally wore Ryan's shirt today, so that was great. I'm going to drink this coffee while I record. I hope that's okay with everybody. I'm stuck around this chair. I'm literally stuck. Okay, let's have a little weekly recap of what happened. So today's actually Friday when I'm filming this, or recording if you're listening. I put my 2 weeks notice in at work this week. Yeah, I am starting a new job in a couple weeks, so I had to obviously quit my job. That was very interesting for me. I've never had to put in a formal 2-week notice before, and that was really scary. But so far so good. My last day is next Friday, and I'll have a week off in between switching jobs. So before I start my new job, I'll have a little mini week-long vacation, and that'll give me time to prepare because my new job is an office job where I have to dress like a professional. And I don't do that now. So I need to get clothes for that and prepare for being professional. Another update. I had to go take a drug test today for my new job. And I've never had to do that before. I've never had to take a drug test. And it was I had to go in at 3 because I'm sure you know if you've had to take a drug test before, but those places, they close really early and they have 0 hours. They're open from 8 to 3:30, but they're not open for lunch, at lunchtime. So it's and I honestly thought I was going to be there literally forever. And I was in and out, surprisingly. It was a pretty great experience, I must say. I really can't complain. So today we are going to talk about my fitness journey and where my passion for fitness started and kind of how it's going now, I guess. So fitness and bodybuilding really became something I got into in the last couple of years, and I want to get into that a little bit. Stormy is sitting right at my feet. God, I love her so much. She's going to get really hot in here. I feel so bad. I wanted to tell you a funny story because I think this story will kind of prove how much into fitness I am. And I think it's just a really funny story because this is so me coded. So I was at the gym one time in my new Buff Bunny crop top that I just got from one of their newest collections. And I'm with ran into the gym and I'm feeling good in this crop top because it's high neck, the girlies are secure and it just feels comfortable. It's cute. I'm obsessed. And so this girl comes up to me and she says, "Oh my God, your top is so cute." And I'm like, "Thank you. It's from Buff Bunny." And she says, "What's that?" And I'm like, "You've never heard of Buff Bunny, Heidi Summers clothing brand?" "No, I've never heard of her." I'm like, she's married to Christian, the guy who owns Alpha Elite." "Never heard of him either." I'm like, what is going on? I just assumed that because my whole world revolves around that life, that everyone else's must too. And that is just not the case. Okay. And that was kind of an embarrassing moment for me. And it made me realize that I'm never talking to people at the gym again. Never. So yeah, this is when I knew that my interest in fitness was a lot larger than other people's. And not everybody is I just assume that if you're at the gym that I go to, that you must be just as into fitness as I am. I guess that's really not true. I don't know. So now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details of my fitness journey. This is embarrassing because I don't really like to think back on these times in my life because I just was not happy with myself. And it's taking a little walk down memory lane. So we're going to start with late middle school, early high school. Before I had access to a gym and could go with my membership, if you get, when I wasn't old enough to go to the gym on my own and I didn't have anyone to take me. So this is what I would do. When I was in 8th grade, well, okay, let's back up a little bit. I hated my body. as most girls do at around that age, like 8th grade going into high school. You're like insecure. You see people online that are like better looking than you, and it makes you feel bad about yourself. Social media is awful for like young girls. Yeah, I would say that this like dislike for my body began when I was in middle school, because I was like more heavier than the other girls, and that really kind of bothered me, I guess you could say. I was the ugly fat friend. I'm not even kidding. All my friends were like super skinny and just like, they just didn't look like me. I looked different, and I didn't like that. So when I was in 8th grade, I discovered Blogilates. And if you know anything about the internet and the fitness world, you know who Blogilates is. I would like come home from school, and I had like a little yoga mat in my room, and I would do Blogilates videos in my room alone. It didn't do much, I must say, but because I like didn't eat good. But anyway, when I began high school, I would go to Planet Fitness sometimes with my older sister, and we would mostly just like do cardio, like the elliptical and stuff like that, unless they were having like a group class, because the group classes that they used to have at Planet Fitness were honestly really good, and I really enjoyed them, but they don't do them anymore, I don't think. So we're going to fast forward a little bit to my junior and senior year of high school. All of this got dramatically worse. In high school, I discovered Sarah's Day on YouTube. There's a trend here, and it's just the fact that I really like YouTube. And YouTube is a great place. You can find anything on there that you could ever imagine. It's amazing. So Sarah's Day, back in the day when I used to watch her, like when I was in high school, she was super shredded, super fit, like paleo, always ate like the best looking food. She lives in Australia. Like, she just had such a nice aesthetic life that I followed her, and I really enjoyed her videos. This is something I don't recommend, but I actually started eating similarly to how she would do in her videos. Like, I would watch her videos and kind of eat what she would eat. I don't recommend that. Yeah, like I said, today I do not recommend following anyone's diet, because everybody needs different calories and different foods and different micronutrients. At this point, I was kind of eating like Sarah's Day. I would still do little Pilates workouts in my room when I had the chance and I was alone. Also, this is embarrassing too. We lived in this house, and we had like a patio, like porch, and a cement staircase that led like down to the backyard. I would do sprints up and down the cement stairs to do like cardio. I did see Sarah's Day do stair sprints in her YouTube videos, so I thought I needed to do stair sprints. Yeah. At this point, I was kind of obsessed with my body and like the way it looked, and trying to like make it look the way I wanted to. I just really didn't know what I was doing. Let's move on to college. College was a fun time. At the beginning of college, I really struggled because I wanted to make friends. I wanted to fit in. I still wanted to look good, but I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself, because I still did want to make friends and go out with my friends and drink here and there and all this. I didn't want to worry about it, even though it was still in the back of my mind. Like, I was still worried about it. So my freshman year of college, I gained probably 15 to 20 pounds. At this point, I probably weighed like 150, let's say. That's a rough estimate. I went to the gym here and there, but I didn't like make it a priority to go every day or anything like that. Also, my freshman year of college, spring semester of freshman year, is when COVID happened, and that really put a damper on things. We were stuck at home for months. Everybody knows. I had no access to a gym. I lived with my sister at the time, and her husband like made a makeshift little home gym in their basement. So I would kind of like do little workouts here and there down in their basement, but I still wasn't very like consistent with it. I was eating relatively healthy at this point though, because I figured if I wasn't going to be working out consistently, I needed to eat healthy consistently. I met Ryan. And a relationship on top of COVID was a terrible combination. I think I gained like, oh man, so much weight. All we did was eat. His grandma's a great cook and she cooked for us. Like, that's literally all we did. I'm going to go into talking about the end of college. My junior and senior year of high school. I keep wanting to say high school. I'm not in high school anymore. I'm also not in college anymore. My junior and senior year of college were completely different. At this point, I had made a huge shift in my like healthy lifestyle. I commuted to school every day because after COVID and all of that, I didn't want to like move back into the dorms because it was just a weird situation. So I just commuted and I thought that was kind of the best way to do that. So where are my commuters at? Which do you prefer? If you're in college, tell me if you prefer living in the dorm or commuting. I think there's pros and cons to both. I will say that commuting, I didn't like have as big of a sense of community as if I stayed on campus, but I had a boyfriend and like he's older than me and I kind of lived with him. So like I didn't want to stay on campus because I wanted to live with my boyfriend. Whatever. Okay. So I commuted every day and I worked at our local gym that me and Ryan started going to kind of right after COVID. We joined this gym. This is like a hardcore bodybuilding gym. Okay. Are you following? Okay. At this point, I was like a regular at the gym and I kind of became obsessed with the progress I was seeing and like how that was going, basically. My boss at this gym was a bodybuilding coach and he used to be a bodybuilder himself. So he knew what he was doing more than I knew what I was doing. And I worked for him, so he helped me out and I started training with him and he gave me like a meal plan and everything was great. I was actually going to prep for a bikini competition. I was in a severe cut in calories this was even before like I even started prepping. This was like the prep before the prep. And I was in a severe calorie deficit and I think I got all the way down to, I think my lowest, I was 112 pounds. So I lost a lot of weight. I think I lost like 30 pounds or something, like crazy. I don't know what the span of time was though. I can't really remember because that feels like it was forever ago, even though it really wasn't that long ago, but it feels like it was. I had like zero energy and this humbled me to my core because I couldn't even like stay awake in class. And it was my senior year of college and I was like, I really need to like be paying attention in class. Engineering school and like no energy, they just don't mix very well. So I kind of had to take a step back from the gym to kind of focus on school. Completely understandable. If you're in the same position, I'd say do the same thing. The gym can wait. It will always be there. Your future, you should probably worry about that. Okay. Oh God. After college is the last thing we have to talk about. This was a dark time for me. After I graduated college, I had to get a full-time adult job, and that was awful. Worst idea ever. No, I'm just kidding. I picked a very time-consuming job for my first job out of college, which I know is not uncommon because, I mean, you have to start somewhere and you usually start at the bottom. And you have to do the shitty work to be able to eventually move up, whatever. That's basically what was happening here. So my full-time job added another level of difficulty to my life, and it made it harder to eat consistently. It made it harder to go to the gym consistently. I was, I think, back up to 145 at my heaviest during this period. And it wasn't so much like, it wasn't my job or like with the work I did that was bad. It was just like, I had to travel a lot. I was always driving around. So like I was just eating at my closest convenience. Whatever was closest to me, that's what I was going to eat that day. And then I wasn't exercising because I was like traveling a lot, like I said, and that just wasn't really They didn't work out very well. I didn't have like a gym routine. Every time I would go into the gym, I would kind of do a different workout. And okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but if it's progress that you want, it's better to have a routine and stick to the same workouts every week. That's about as much as I learned. So yeah, I traveled a lot at the beginning of my job, and if I wasn't traveling or like out, I was in the office. So I had 2 different routines set in place for those different times. Like if I was out traveling or working, I was eating like crap, not working out. But if I was in the office, I would get back onto a routine, eat healthy, work out, everything was good. The problem was I never knew what point I was going to be at. And whenever I would be in the office for a couple weeks and I would like get my routine down there, transitioning out of the office just really bothered me because I felt like I was losing all my progress from like when I was consistent while I was in the office. And that just wasn't making me feel good. I felt so bad, like inside myself. I almost felt like I was in high school again, hating my body and the way I looked and like everything about it. Like I would just pick myself apart. And the saddest part is that like there was only so much I could do, which was making it even worse. I began to try to find ways to make it work and like kind of get back to myself, get back to feeling like myself, which was really going well. So I decided I needed a new challenge. After I was consistent in the gym, even when I was traveling, I was like on top of everything. So I was like, let's add a little bit of spice. So let's fast forward to now. I'm actually working with a coach to transition to competing. We're in a reshaping phase, which I've been doing for like 3 months now. The only way I can count that is like how many times I've paid her, and I've paid her 3 times. So 3 months. My plan with this is I want to do a bikini competition in October. So we are currently working towards that. We're reshaping right now. So I get to eat a cheat meal once a week, and it's great. So, and I'm still losing weight, which is like amazing. And my workouts are awesome, and I'm just having a great time. I have been traveling for work, and I've had to stay in a hotel for like the last month, and I've like packed all my meals in little like plastic baggies, brought them with me. I made sure that my hotel had a mini fridge and a microwave so I could just like stay on top of it. And I even checked out a local gym there, got my workouts in every single day that I was supposed to, except for 1 week. I took a week off because I was ill, but I still like, I wasn't ill enough to not go to work, but I was ill enough to not go to the gym. So I had to take the week off. So I'm back on a meal plan and a workout program 100%, except for my 1 weekly cheat meal. This is the healthiest I've been in a long time, and I'm proud of myself that I'm actually sticking to it, because I was getting really over the fitness stuff, which is really sad for me to say because it is like such something I enjoy. I've lost about 10 pounds now, I think, in these like 3 months. And yeah, I look better. I feel better. Everything's great. We're having a good time over here. So I will be starting my official prep around like the middle of July. That'll give me like 12 weeks from my show date. I'm really excited to like challenge myself and see what I can do, and hopefully everything works out. So that's where we are currently on my fitness journey. I feel really good and excited for what's to come. I'm finally in a place where I don't absolutely hate my body and rip it apart every time I see it, but we'll see how long that lasts, honestly. I think it's just like a part of being a girl, honestly. I know guys have it too, though, but like body dysmorphia, especially, I feel like it's worse. Like if you do work out, it's worse because you're like constantly looking at yourself and like thinking that you could look better, or like your muscles could be bigger, or you could be thinner, or you're like your stomach could be tighter, or I don't know, whatever. Anywho, if you're a fitness girly let me know in the comments what kind of got you into fitness, and thanks for watching or listening. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Also, leave episode ideas down below if you would like anything you want me to talk about. I want to do an episode about, I have 2 outlines that I have to write, that I have planned out. I want to do a half year check-in because June is the middle of the year. So I want to do a check-in with like anything I planned in January to accomplish this year. I want to check in on that and see how that's going, and like maybe re-plan for the rest of the year if things are not going well. Or if I am accomplishing my goals, like we could set some more goals. I don't know. We're just going to do a 6 month, like a half year check-in, and kind of go over the year, what's been going on, what we've been doing, and all that good stuff. And then my second one I want to do is all about quitting my job, because as a 23-year-old who just graduated college like a year ago, actually, yeah, I did graduate college like a year ago. So I graduated college, worked 1 year at a job, and now I'm going on to my second post-grad job. So I want to make a whole episode about quitting your job, how it works, what's the process like. Especially I'll like go into detail about how the process was for me, because that was the scariest part for me, and I had no one to like kind of fill me in on how it was supposed to go or like what the process was like, and I was scared. I don't like to disappoint people and like let people down, and I'm also really bad at making decisions because I'm always afraid I'm going to make the wrong decision. But I think the universe knows what it's doing, and I was presented with this opportunity for a reason. And so I need to discover what that reason is and like jump into it. So yes, those are some episodes I'll be doing in the future soon-ish. Those will probably actually be the next 2 episodes, but any episode ideas, leave them in the comments if you're on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, you can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is, I actually don't know what my Instagram handle is. Hold on a second. Let me look. You can DM me on Instagram. Yes, my Instagram handle is RachAnn_47. Also follow me if you would like. I don't post a lot, but I can. So yeah, that is it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.